Please welcome InterSystems Director of North American Sales Engineering, Randy Pallotta.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Randy Pallotta, and I run sales engineering for North America here at InterSystems, and thank you for joining me today on my presentation on Startup Brilliance. So, in terms of an agenda, I'm going to keep it pretty straightforward. I've got two topics here. I'd like to walk through some of the programs and offerings we have in support of startups, and then we're going on a world tour. So for those of you who were able to join the InterSystems band concert the other night, you probably won't be surprised to learn that I've always wanted to go on a world tour one way or another, and today is my chance, and you're all coming with me. So in the second half of today's discussion, I'm going around the world, and I'll be showcasing all the work that our startup partners are doing. Now, of course, InterSystems is a company founded on partnership. That's our roots. And we have an extensive past in terms of working and growing with our partners over time. And what better example of this could there be than our many decades of collaboration with Epic, which started in the early 1980s and continues to thrive today. And when we started with Epic, the entire roster of folks at Epic and InterSystems could fit onto a stage smaller than this one, no doubt about it. And Epic today, of course, is recognized the world around as one of the most innovative and successful software companies in the world, with over 10,000 employees. They're serving over 2.5 million concurrent users every day on an Iris-powered platform. And they really have an unbelievable track record of success, of course. But we're grateful to all of our partners who have given us the opportunity to be a part of your story. And we're constantly looking at ourselves and asking, what can we do to continue to bring on new partners and help them grow into their own versions of success, whatever that may be. And so with that in mind, we'll tackle the first topic for today, and let's walk through some of the things that we're doing to help these startups, all right? And so for starters, let's take a look at the InterSystems Global Alliance Program. So this program, it's available to startups as well as more mature businesses, and it covers our traditional technology and solution partners as well as implementation partners. And it offers benefits in 4 key areas: software, support, marketing, and training. And so let's go ahead and double-click on some of those marketing and training benefits. All right? So one of the features of our Global Alliance is our new InterSystems Partner Directory. And this is a great place for our partners to advertise their InterSystems-based solutions. It's a nice web environment, and it enables partnership between us and our customers, but also between the customers themselves. And so in addition to the obvious marketing opportunity there, it's a great place to go for answers to questions that are important to a startup. And so at InterSystems, we get questions all the time, such as, are there any ERP solutions built on InterSystems? Or can someone help me deploy Iris on Kubernetes? Which I think the sales engineers, we probably get that 10 times a day now, which is great. Does InterSystems have any implementation partners in France or my region? And the answer to all these questions is yes, but until now, there hasn't been a self-service way for our startup partners to get these answers on their own. And so with our partner directory, the future is now, and we're bringing all this to our startup partners. So it consists of 2 main catalogs. We have the Partner Finder and then a Product Finder. And that's where our startup partners can list the business services they provide and the services they've created. And then in the Partner Finder, of course, users of the site looking for a partner, they can filter by location and partner type and certification and all that good stuff. And then we have the Product Finder, and that lists the individual solutions and the applications that our startup partners provide, which of course get tied back to the company profile and all that good stuff. And so again, users can narrow down with filters and view all the details, once they're on the product listing for the product that they're interested in. And there's all sorts of additional marketing assistance we provide specifically for startups as part of the Global Alliance program. So we'll help you get the word out via things like we have Google AdWords campaign vouchers. We will support webinars and promote them, with the InterSystems backing. And we'll even help with logo creation for folks looking for that sort of assistance. So very exciting stuff with the partner directory. Moving along, we have our developer community, and that continues to grow every month in terms of its offerings and reach. We have a vast array of resources available now on the site, including easy ways to try the technologies in all of the leading cloud marketplaces. But I think most interestingly, the developer community today has instant access to over 11,000 software engineers from InterSystems and all of our partners, and they're just helping. They're answering questions, they're providing code samples, and just generally helping the InterSystems community innovate. All right? We are also running a number of incubators. And so if we take a quick look at our Fire Health Tech Incubator program, we've piloted it this year in Prague, and we're going to be bringing it to the United States and other markets soon. And what we've done is we've partnered with the Institute for Clinical and Experimental Medicine, the largest transplant center in Europe, and then also with the Faculty of Biomedical Engineering of Czech Technical University in Prague, and we're offering startups a chance to implement their innovative solutions in a very realistic, complex environment. Now, as part of the program, we're providing technical, clinical, and business mentorship for many experts in IT and entrepreneurship, and of course in healthcare, and these experts are coming from Europe and the USA. Now, we even provide office space and conference rooms for meetings. And so right now, the program's well underway. We have 22 teams signed up in the current cycle, and that runs through November. And then what we're going to do, of course, with our lessons learned and best practices, we're going to bring this accelerator to the US and other regions very soon. So very exciting stuff there. Now, in the next presentation right after me, my colleague Dean Andrews is going to introduce our developer relations team, and they're running our developer community, they're running our Startup Accelerator program, and they also drive our Global Hackathon program. So, you can quickly see the types of resources we provide for our partners at a hackathon, but stay tuned because Dean is going to go on a great overview, a nice deep dive on how this all works in just a couple minutes. And then, of course, there's the more well-known services that InterSystems provides to our startups and all of our partners. We have our professional service resources for project execution. Of course, you heard from Jim a little while ago, and our learning services organization continues to deliver training and product education in every media imaginable these days. And then hopefully you're all aware and familiar with a truly world-class, renowned support organization. It happens to be where I started at InterSystems, and it is staffed around the clock with engineers that right now have an average tenure of over 7 years. So very, very experienced group that helps our partners every day, all day, around the clock. So that gives you a sense of how we're supporting and encouraging startups. There's certainly more that we're doing, but I want to get to my world tour here. But generally speaking, this has been working very well all around the globe. And so with that, as promised, let's take that world tour. Let's spotlight some of these innovative startups that we are fortunate to be partnered with. So we're going to spotlight 7 different startup partners of ours, and these are in industries ranging from shipping to healthcare and from construction to banking. It's going to move pretty quickly, but what I'm hoping you'll take away from this whirlwind world tour are 2 things. The first is the amazing creativity and ingenuity of our many new startup partners. These are really cool use cases. And then the second is this really diverse set of innovative use cases that InterSystems Iris and its Smart Data Fabric are supporting. At the end of the day, a key thing that we're offering to startups is technology that is easy for them to use and run directly in the cloud, of course. And so with that, we're off, all right? And we're going to go around the globe, and we're going to start our journey on the east coast of the US in Princeton, New Jersey. And Longevica, their mission and their vision is to pioneer healthy aging. And they've innovated a really game-changing device called the Health Base. And you can see it in the picture right behind me here. And so with this device, Longevica is transforming geriatric healthcare, and they're doing it by building an ecosystem that promotes healthy aging through digitalization. And so this single device is capable of smart reminders, It has medication dispensing with adherence tracking. It can monitor exercise. It allows mobile apps where proxies can watch the progress of their loved ones. And the device, it can even predict things like when falls are likely to occur. And so we're proud to say that Iris is the platform they've landed on. They use it for the collection and organization of patient data from a huge variety of sources. And then it's also the execution space for these AI-derived heuristics to run against all this data that they're collecting in real time. So really amazing stuff. And of course, it's not a world tour if you don't go international. So let's hop over to the UK. And here we have Cognitivity. Now, I'm guessing many of you recall their outstanding keynote a couple days ago. And it's just worth highlighting again. You know, Cognitivity, they have an AI-driven rapid categorization test, and it combines the latest neurosciences with advanced technology. And so what they've done is developed a highly accurate 5-minute test that can detect cognitive problems much faster than any previous method. And it's gotten all sorts of mainstream media attention from the likes of the BBC and the Wall Street Journal. On the clinical side, the Frontiers of Psychiatry just published a paper on their AI. And so they've developed digital touch points, of course, for both the patient and the clinician. You can see that, you know, right here behind me. Their solution is equipped with explainable AI. And that means that humans can understand how did the test arrive at its result, which of course leads to trust, all right? And so their AI-powered system, it takes advantage of accumulating clinical data, and that of course is where InterSystems fits in nicely. And so just like a human doctor will learn by experience, you know, their tool is constantly improving, and we're very, very excited to see this partnership take off. And with that, we're going to take off to Belgium, all right? And here we have Biostrand. And they were recently acquired by IPA, and what Biostrand is introducing is next-generation technology for genomics data analysis, and really omics data analysis more generally speaking. Their technology is based on their proprietary biological discovery known as HIFs. And these are essentially fingerprints in DNA and RNA and proteins. And these HIFs are unique because they're not only signature sequences, but they carry multiple layers of information that help with analyzing your DNA and RNA and protein data. And so then what they do is they take an individual's HIFs and they analyze it against a large network of population-level HIF data that they've collected. And so they allow for searching of similarities and variations. They can make predictions. The process is very fast and accurate, and it's also extremely scalable because one of the other things that HIFs do, it's sort of like a compression algorithm for DNA and things like that. Very, very interesting. And what they're going to be doing with InterSystems is combining this HIF data with patient data and lab data and compound data, and that's going to enable, you know, really easy identification of cross-domain relationships between those different data sets. And so right now, the media has referred to them as the Google of genomics, and you can probably see why, and their solution really shows great promise. And so with that, now we're off to the Czech Republic. And here we're partnered with Nantio, and they're launching Malia, which is designed to bring the lab right into your home, okay? And Malia, it's a small analyzer, and it's based on the principle of CLIA, which I learned all about. That's chemiluminescent immunoassay, if you're curious. And that allows for high accuracy and sensitivity to whatever the investigated parameters are for a given disease that they're testing for. And Malia, it can test for many different diseases. It allows for the determination of the exact values of the selected markers within 25 minutes, all right? And so for ease of collection and testing, it can be operated by virtually anyone after just watching a short YouTube video. And so what Nantio is advertising is that with Malia, preventative care can be as easy as using a coffee maker. It even almost looks like a coffee maker. And that's what this is all about, is preventative care, which is usually a better route than finding a cure after the fact. And so what they have are highly sensitive and specific diagnosis capabilities, and they bring these tests right to your home, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office. The results are shared to a mobile health app that they've developed, and all of their software solutions You guessed it, powered by Iris, all right? And now we'll take a short flight from Europe down to Australia, and here we find Veromo. And Veromo is letting the banking industry deliver business registration services directly within their own internet banking websites. And so what their solution does is it lets entrepreneurs start new businesses in a really frictionless and streamlined manner. So registering the business name, setting up the business bank account, you do all that in one easy-to-use interface. And their vision is to help drive post-pandemic economic growth by making it much easier for startups and entrepreneurs to turn their ideas into business reality. And so this benefits business, of course, because it provides this one secure single platform for all the business registration and startup needs. But it also provides significant opportunities for Australia's medium-sized banks to grow. It allows them to provide additional services to their customers as they grow. So it's a win for the Australian economy, it's a win for the business owners, it's a win for the banks. And in this case, Iris is providing Veromo with the high-performance database management that we're known for, but also interoperability and analytics capabilities. And Veromo is building their entire solution set from the ground up, and that's, using Iris makes it much easier to build these data-intensive, AI-enabled apps that ultimately are going to make Veromo a huge success. All right, so now we'll pop up to Singapore. We have 2 to go here, and let's take a look at Doxa. And they're focused on construction and real estate, okay? And so Doxa's customers, as you might guess, historically they've relied on physical documents and manual data entry, and maybe Excel spreadsheets is the height of technology, historically speaking, and they do all this to manage their procure-to-payment process. Well, Doxa's Connects product, it's going to represent a revolution in the way that construction IT solutions are made. And so what they've done is automated all of the processes, starting with project creation and budgeting, quotation requests, price negotiations, purchase and work orders, progress claims, good receipts, all the way through to payment. And so naturally, this automation drastically reduces delays and minimizes human error. And it relies on sophisticated use of blockchain. And it's also built with this microservices architectural pattern that Iris very nicely supports, seeing a lot of migration to that particular pattern with a number of customers, not just Doxa. And so what their solution ultimately does is connect all of the dots between procurement, payment, and financing all in one platform. All right, and with that, oops, sorry, I had to build there. Now we're coming home. So our last example here, we're going to take a nice long flight back to the East Coast, most likely on Delta because we're going to Atlanta, GA, and here we find our partner, Lanes. And what Lanes is doing is they're working to transform the trucking industry. So Lanes, they've developed a powerful and innovative cloud-based platform, all based on Iris, and their flagship solution, it's a robust marketplace for shippers and carriers to find each other faster and with more transparency. And so this cloud-based marketplace, it saves money for shippers, and it delivers better paying truckloads to carriers. And so if we look at each group, for the carriers, Lanes is offering an enterprise solution to efficiently manage their fleet, dispatch their resources, track their assets in real time, and measure their performance with analytical tools. And then for the shippers, Lanes offers a targeted solution that helps them gain uniform visibility into all their loads across all carriers, all in real time. And so Lanes, their platform is also powered by InterSystems Iris. It employs a network of distributed web and mobile apps with unique features, with automation, with AI, and ultimately it helps the shippers, carriers, and drivers really leap into the future of transportation operations and logistics, and it does it with more efficiency, more transparency, more reliability, and more security. All right, and so they're really bringing a breakthrough technology to an industry that is ripe for optimization, and we are very, very excited to partner with them. And so with that, at InterSystems, we love nothing more than seeing the passion our customers put towards achieving their vision, and we hope that they see the passion that we put into supporting them. We really do. And so these use cases I just reviewed, they highlight the value that these innovative startup companies will provide to their customers, and we can't wait to watch these partnerships continue to blossom. So I hope that all of you find this inspirational as you work on your own innovations. And I should point out that as much as we love working with startups, most of these programs that I talked about, such as our partner directory, they're available to all of you, all of our partners. And so with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining my presentation on Startup Brilliance today. Thank you very much.